Kunja Vihari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari. Vallabha Girivaradhari. Yashodanandana Vrajajanaranjanam. Yashodanandana Vrajajanaranjanam. Yamuna Tiravanachari. Yamuna Tiravanachari. Jaya Radha Mahadava Kunja Vihari. Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari. Shri Krishna Rukmini Satyabhama ki Jaya. Gaur Nitai Shila Prabhupada. Yashodanandana Vrajajanaranjana. Yashodanandana Vrajajanaranjana. Yamuna Tiravanachari. Yamuna Tiravanachari. Jaya Krishna Rukmini Jaya Satyabhama. Krishna Rukmini Jaya Satyabhama. Jaya Gauranitahai Jaya Gauranitahai. Gauranitahai Jaya Gauranitahai. Jaya Jaya Gurudev Prabhupada. Gurudev Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Jai Om Vishnupada Paramhamsa Parivrajakacarya Ashtotra Shata Srimati Srivan Grace Abhay Charnaravinda Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. ISKCON founder Acharya, BBT founder Acharya, save the whole universe Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Grantaraj Srimad-Bhagavatam Ki Jai. Shri Shri Gaur Nitai Ki Jai. Shri Shri Krishna Rukmini Satyabhama Ki Jai. Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Nitai Gaur Premanande. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naran Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudiraye. Nashta Prayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya. Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki. Reading from Srimad-Bhagavatam, Canto 2, entitled The Cosmic Manifestation, Chapter number 1, entitled The First Step in God Realization, Text 21. Yasyam Sandharyamananam. Sorry, it's text 20. Rajaha Tamobhyam Akshiptham Rajastamobhyam Akshiptham Vimudham Mana Atmanaha Vimudham Mana Atmanaha Yachet Dharanaya Dhiro Yachet Dharanaya Dhiro Yachet Dharanaya Dhiro Hanti Ya Tatkrutam Malam Hanti Yat Anti Ya Tatkrutam Malam Hanti Ya Tatkrutam Malam Rajastamobhyam Akshiptam Vimudam Mana Atmanaha Yachet Dharanaya Dhiro Anti Ya Tatkrutam Malam Rajastamobhyam Akshiptam Vimudam Mana Atmanaha Yachet Dharanaya Vimudham Mana Atmanaha Yachet Dharanaya Dhiro Anti Ya Tatkrutam Halam Rajastamobhyam Akshiptam Vimudham Mana Atmanaha Yachet Dharanaya Dhiro Anti Ya Tatkrutam Halam. Word to word meaning. Rajaha, the passionate mode of nature. Tamobhyam, as well as by the ignorant mode of material nature. Akshiptam, agitated. Vimudham, bewildered. Manaha, the mind. Atmanaha, of one's own. Yachet, get it rectified. Dharanaya, by conception of Vishnu. Dhiraha, the pacified. Hanti, destroys. Ya, all those. Tat krutam, done by them. Malam, dirty things. Translation and purport by Srila Prabhupada. Jai Srila Prabhupada. Translation. One's mind is always agitated by the passionate mode of material nature and bewildered by the ignorant modes of nature. But one can rectify such conceptions by the relation of Vishnu and thus become pacified by cleansing the dirty things created by them. Kindly repeat the translation. One's mind is always agitated by the passionate mode of material nature and bewildered by the ignorant mode of nature. But one can rectify such conceptions by the relation of Vishnu and thus become pacified by cleansing the dirty things created by them. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. Jai Srila Prabhupada. Persons generally conducted by the modes of passion and ignorance cannot be bona fide candidates for being situated in transcendental stage of God realization. Only persons conducted by the mode of goodness can have the knowledge of the supreme truth. Effects of mode of passion and ignorance are manifested by too much hankering after wealth and women. And those who are too much after wealth and women can rectify their leanings only by constant remembrance of Vishnu in his potential impersonal feature. Generally, the impersonalist or monist are influenced by the modes of passion and ignorance. Such impersonalists think of themselves as liberated souls, but they have no knowledge of the transcendental personal feature of the absolute truth. Actually, they are impure in heart on account of being devoid of knowledge of the personal feature of the absolute. In the Bhagavad Gita, it is said that after many hundreds of births, the impersonal philosopher surrenders onto the personality of Godhead. To acquire such qualification of God realization in the personal feature, the neophyte impersonalist is given a chance to realize the relationship with the Lord in everything by the philosophy of pantheism. Pantheism, in its highest status, does not permit the student to form an impersonal conception of the absolute truth, but it extends the conception of absolute truth into field of the so-called material energy. Everything created by the material energy can be dovetailed with the absolute by an attitude of service, which is an essential part of living entities. The pure devotee of the Lord knows the art of converting everything into its spiritual existence by this service attitude. And only in that devotional way can the theory of pantheism be perfected. Thus ends the Bhakti Vedanta purport. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitamena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Nitinamine Namaste Saraswate Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadhi Paschatya Deshatarine Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Mukam Karoti Vasanam. In India, the elections are going on. It is planned in 7 phases. During the second phase of the elections, some pen drive case emerged in the country. It was a breaking news in all the media covered it. The pen drive case is about one of the candidate. It had a video of him in intimate videos of him with different women. It had about 2,000 videos of him with different women. So this made a big news in the media. This candidate is not an ordinary candidate. His background is big. He is the grandson of one of the former Prime Minister of India. And his father's brother was a former Chief Minister of Karnataka. So he's not from an ordinary family background. So what we can think is, even though they are from such a big family and he's contesting for the election, background is like this, he is a sitting MP also. Still, how he was dragged into this by the effect of mode of passion and ignorance. This is what the translation is saying. The mode of passion and ignorance bewilder the person. So is this case only in Kali Yuga? Even in Vedic times we have seen people like demons like Ravana, Hiranyakashipu existing, and they are also driven by the mode of ignorance and passion. Ravana was a great devotee of Shiva. He meditated upon Shiva. But although he was a great devotee, he meditated, but what he did? He ended up kidnapping Sita. He wanted Mother Sita. He kidnapped Mother Sita, wanted to enjoy her. That is what Srimad-Bhagavatam says. You may be a great manasvi, tapasvi, or paradhana para, or you may be any of the great people, but unless all those great qualities are dedicated in service of the Lord Vishnu, all those qualities are of no use. That is what Srimad-Bhagavatam, Shukdev Goswami prays, offer beautiful prayers in Bhagavatam 2nd canto. One of his prayers is, Tapasvino dhana para ishasvino manasvino mantra vidaha sumangalaha shemam na vindanti vinaya darpanam tasmai subhadra shavase namo namaha. Hiranyakashipu also, when Hiranyaksha was killed by the boar incarnation Varahadev, the entire family was in distress. During that time, he went and pacified the entire family. He spoke great philosophy. But ultimately, his demoniac nature, he could not give up. So, we can see how the mind is constantly agitated by the mode of passion and ignorance. So, what Krishna speaks about this modes of passion and ignorance in Bhagavad Gita? In Bhagavad Gita, Krishna dedicates one full chapter is dedicated to the three modes of material nature. In that chapter, Krishna gives what are the characteristics of the goodness, mode of passion, mode of ignorance, and what are the symptoms of these modes. In the 14th chapter, text number 6, he says, Tatra sattvam nirmalatvat prakashakam anamayam sukha sangena badnati jnana sangena cha anaka. O sinless one, the mode of goodness, being purer than the others, is illuminating, and it frees one from all sinful reactions. Those situated in that mode develop knowledge, but they become conditioned by the concept of happiness. So this is what Lord speaks about mode of goodness. In the next verse, Lord speaks about mode of passion. The mode of passion is born of unlimited desires and longings, O son of Kunti, and because of this, one is bound to material fruitive activities. And next he speaks about mode of ignorance. O son of Bharata, the mode of ignorance causes the delusion of all living entities. The result of this mode is madness, indolence, and sleep, which binds the conditioned soul. And in verse number 11, he says about the symptoms. What are these? How are these modes manifested? The manifestation of the mode of goodness can be experienced when all the gates of the body are illuminated by knowledge. And how is passion manifested? When, O chief of Bharatas, when there is an increase in the mode of passion, the symptoms of great attachment, uncontrollable desire, hankering, and intense endeavor develop. So if you see in the case of any of these demons or a recent case, there was the symptoms like great attachment, uncontrollable desire, hankering, and intense endeavor. So this is one of the manifestation of mode of passion. And how the ignorance is manifested? When there is an increase in the mode of ignorance, madness, illusion, inertia, and darkness are manifested. So these are the manifestations and symptoms of the modes of nature. And today's verse is telling we can rectify, we can get rid of all these modes by developing the relationship with Lord Vishnu. This is a solution Srimad-Bhagavatam is offering. So just by developing the relationship with Lord Vishnu, we can come out of all these modes of nature. What happens when we develop a relationship with Lord Vishnu? Our heart becomes cleaned, cleansing of the heart by the dirty things happens. So our heart become cleansed by the dirty things happens. So and we can have a clear picture of what is what. So is this dirty things or the modes, influence of the modes limited only to the demons or the people of Kali Yuga? There are one more class of people called the impersonalist. Even their heart is also impure. Prabhupada gives a beautiful conception. Why their heart is impure? Because they are devoid of the personal conception of the Lord. They are attached to the impersonal feature of the Lord. So because of that, their heart is also impure. So how their heart can also be cleansed? The same solution Bhagavatam is providing. The solution is by developing the relationship with Lord Vishnu. We have examples of 4 Kumaras in the past. They were impersonalist. They were born impersonalist. They went to Vaikunta and they became devotees. What had happened when they went to Vaikunta? Bhagavatam describes Tasyara Vinda Nayanasya Padara Vinda Kinjalka Mishra Tulasi Makaranda Vayuhu Antargatasva Virena Chakasha Tesham Chakara Tesham Sanshobham Akasha Jusham Apichet Tanvoho. Apichitta Tanvoho, sorry. So when they went to Vaikunta, when they had the darshan of the Lord, they were attracted. And moreover, when they smelt the aroma of the tulasi leaves, which is mixed with the chandan of the Lord, by smelling that, they became the devotees of the Lord. And even Shukadeva Goswami. Shukadeva Goswami was also an impersonalist. So as soon as he was born, he was totally indifferent to this material world. He was to all these external things. He started just walking. His father was calling. He was not at all bothered. So when he was wandering in the forest, suddenly he heard a Putana pastime, somebody narrating Putana pastime, and he got attracted to that. So Putana, we all know she's a demon. She wanted to feed Krishna with the poison and kill him. But what Krishna did, he gave him the position of a mother and offered her liberation. So when this pastime was heard by the Shukadeva Goswami, it totally transferred himself to the devotees. So even the impersonalist, even their heart is also impure, can be purified by developing the relationship with the Lord. And Navavida Bhakti, which is described in Bhagavatam, help us to develop the relationship with the Lord. So there are 9 processes of devotional service: Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam, Archanam, Vandanam, Dasyam, Sakyam, Atma Nivedanam. So by doing this, following this 9 process of devotional, 9 process of bhakti, we can develop relationship with the Supreme Lord. So Shravanam means hearing. So hearing, we can develop just like how Parikshit Maharaj developed devotional service. So the history Bhagavatam describes how Parikshit was not even affected by the hunger, thirst or anything, and he could continuously hear Srimad-Bhagavatam for 7 days, and he developed the devotional service. And Kirtanam, Shukadeva Goswami, he narrated Srimad-Bhagavatam continuously for the benefit of Parikshit Maharaj and also the sages of Naimisharanya. So by Kirtanam, he perfected his life by describing about the devotional service, about the Lord. And then next is Vishnu Smaranam, that is remembering. Prahlad Maharaj attained perfection by remembering about the Lord. We all know how, even though he was put into difficulties by Hiranyakashipu, he was constantly remembering the Lord. So each stages, Hiranyakashipu used to increase his troubles. One stage he was pushed down from the cliff. Then nothing happened to him. Then he increased. Then he was put into the snake pit. Then also nothing happened. So as his difficulty was increasing, Lord Prahlad Maharaj increasing the he also increases remembering of the Lord. So he attained perfection by remembering the Lord. Then Pada Sevanam, Lakshmi Devi, Mother Lakshmi. She is constantly serving the lotus feet of Lord Vishnu, worshipping the lotus feet of Lord Vishnu. In Narayan, in Vaikunta, we see that the Lord is lying on the Sesha Sai, and Mother Lakshmi is serving his lotus feet, constantly worshipping the lotus feet. So she attained perfection by Pada Sevanam. Archanam, worshipping the Lord. Prutu Maharaj, he attained the perfection by worshipping the Lord. Then Vandanam, by offering prayers. Who attained perfection by offering prayers? Gajendra. Akrura, correct. Akrura attained perfection. In Srimad-Bhagavatam 10th canto, he offers beautiful prayers to the Lord, and he attained perfection just by offering beautiful prayers to the Lord. And Dhasyam, who attained perfection by Dhasyam? Hanumanji. So he attained perfection by the Dhasyam. And Sakyam, Arjuna established a friendship with the Lord and he attained the perfection. And Atmanivedanam, offering everything to the Lord, Bali Maharaj. So we all know when Lord appeared as Vamana, first 2 steps he covered the entire creation. He asked where Shri Krishna, Rukmini, Satyabhama ki jai, Krishna Gaurnita ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So and he was asking him where to keep the 3rd step. Then Bali Maharaj said, I am surrendered to you, now you can keep it on my head. To the Lord. So he attained perfection by surrendering fully to the Lord, offering everything to the Lord. So one important thing is we can by relating with the Lord, by establishing our relationship with the Lord, all the dirty things in our heart will get cleansed, and the mode of passion and the material mode's influence we can cross over. One more point Prabhupada is bringing out in the purport is everything created by the material energy can be doubted with the absolute by an attitude of service, which is the essential part of living entities. So we all know there are 12 Alvas in Sri Vaishnava Sampradaya. So the last among the Alvas is Tirumangai Alvar. So Tirumangai Alvar, by birth, he was known as Kaliyan, and his father was Neelam. So he was very expert in archery. Tirumangai Alvar was expert archery, and by his skills, he was the king of Chola. Recognized his king. That time Cholas were ruling the south. So they recognized his skills, and he was offered the post of military commander of his army. So he was doing very well. The Chola king was very impressed, and he gave a small piece of land for him to rule. And the capital of that land was Tirumangai, the place of it. And he was known as Tirumangai Mannan, means the chief of the Tirumangai place. So he became popular as Tirumangai Mannan, or later, after he accepted the sannyas, he popular as Tirumangai Alvar only. So as days goes by, Tirumangai Alvar became attracted to one girl by name Kumudavalli. This Kumudavalli was an adopted daughter of the Vaishnava daughter. Vaishnava was a doctor who was following the Vaishnava philosophy. So when this Kaliyan or Tirumangai Mannan went and asked for marriage with her, she put forward some rules. If you want to marry me, then you should become so and so and so. Some rules and regulations. Rules she put forward. One of the rules she put forward is, first of all, you should start following Vaishnavism. Because my father, she was also following the Vaishnavism because her father was already following the Vaishnavism. So one of the rules, first rule she told is, you have to become a Vaishnava. Second rule she told is, over a period of 1 year, you have to feed all the Vaishnavas, 1,000 Vaishnavas every day. This was the condition. And Tirumangai Alvar was very much attracted by Kumudavalli, and he was a chieftain, he was having his own kingdom, so he could afford to feed the Vaishnavas for 1,000 years. So he accepted that condition. So he started following the principles of Sri Vaishnavism, and he started feeding the Vaishnavas. So this is the result of association. He went to Kumudavalli with the intention of getting married, impelled by the same mode of lust. Externally, it looks like that, but internally, it's all the arrangement of the Lord. So, influence of the lust, externally looking, he went to Kumudavalli and proposed. And she told, you become a Vaishnava. Then I am ready to accept. So, the Vaishnava's only business is to engage everybody in service of Krishna. That is why Bhaktivinoda Thakur prays, even if I am born in an insect in the next life, I have no problem. But let me take birth in the Vaishnava's house of a Vaishnava. That is a prayer. So somehow we should all aspire. Anything happens or something, we should all be in the vicinity of Vaishnavas, association of Vaishnavas. Then we'll be saved. So Tirumangai Alvar started the condition, executing the condition put forward by his Kumudavalli. So by doing it, he became very serious in following the principles. He became very serious in following the principles of Sri Vaishnavism. Then, when we become serious, what is the next thing? We want to do service. We'll search where is the service available. Then he started constructing the wall of Sri Rangam. Sri Rangam, now also if you go, it has so many walls. Temples have so many walls. So he started constructing one such long walls. The temples has a long walls in Sri Rangam. So he started constructing it. So when he started doing this, then he started facing some crunch of funds. Then what he thought, he thought, okay, I have to get some more crunch. I want to get some more money. So he planned, I will do robbery on a highway. He was anyway, he was a chief, military chief and all. So he started doing robbery in highway. So by doing the robbery, he used to get money. He used to steal the people who were going in the highways, and they used to get money. And he was running the show of building the wall and feeding the Vaishnavas, all those things. Then one night, whenever the night happens, they used to go and they used to stop the people. Once what happened, there was one big marriage party coming in that highway. Then they all were very happy. Tirumangai was very happy. Today I will get a lot of money. They are marriage people, marriage party today. Then in the night, nobody can see anything. It's night, like not like nowadays we have street lights, all those facilities. In the night when they saw, they were stealing whatever they can grab. They were grabbing. Suddenly, Tirumangai Alvar was about to remove the ring from the toe of the groom, but it is not coming. The toe ring is not coming. Then when Tirumangai Alvar saw, it was the Lord, personally it was the Lord's. So bridegroom was nothing but the Lord only. So the Lord and his Kalyanotsava happened, and it was a transcendental plan. So the Lord, he was actually trying to steal from the Lord himself. So that day onwards, the Lord blessed him, and he became the Tirumangai Alvar. He became celebrated as, the Lord even initiated him by telling that Ashtakshara mantra, Om Namo Narayanaya, and initiated him, and he became celebrated as Tirumangai Alvar. So the whole thing here, we see the Tirumangai Alvar was dovetailing his tendency and was using it to build the wall and feed the Vaishnavas. So dovetailing has to be done of all our tendencies, desires, and all those things. But dovetailing, when we are dovetailing, we all have to even exercise one more thing. One important caution is it has to be authorized. Because at this stage, we don't know, all our desires are mixed with so much of different modes, so we don't know. So it has to be authorized. Our dovetailing tendency also has to be authorized. Otherwise, it will be mundane. We'll start going in a mundane direction. So now Srila Prabhupada is not there. How do we dovetail our desires? How dovetailing can be done? So Srila Prabhupada has set up the system of temple president, temple commander, vice presidents, all those things. So the entire system will guide us how we can dovetail our desires. So by getting the direction from the temple president, from the authorities, we can do the dovetailing. Srila Prabhupada, there was an interesting pastime of Srila Prabhupada. So Srila Prabhupada was in Bhakti Vedanta manner. And it was a practice when Srila Prabhupada goes to some place. Many Indian or many life members of that, place, local place, they used to invite Srila Prabhupada and the other devotees to their house and feed them feast. So when Prabhupada was in manner, one Indian family invited Srila Prabhupada for the feast. So some disciples and Prabhupada went to their house, and it was an Indian family, so you can expect some puris, sweet rice, halwas and all. A big feast was given. So Srila Prabhupada and all the disciples ate those feasts. They were all very happy. And after the feast is over, Prabhupada asked everybody, so how was the feast? Everybody enjoyed? Like that Prabhupada asked. So one devotee replied, Prabhupada, see, we were not well. So majority of the devotees felt they were not well. That is why they could not enjoy the feast. Why? Like that. No, all the items, this puri, usually is fried in oil. It's not fried in ghee. So devotees didn't take it fully. And no, but I saw everybody, eating nicely. Like that Prabhupada. Actually, before that, what happened? Usually, whenever Prabhupada took prasadam, he used to take it in privately. He was not taking with other devotees. The prasadam used to go to his room, and Prabhupada used to honor the prasadam. So devotees had no opportunity seeing how Prabhupada honors the prasadam. So when the Prabhupada was sitting with the devotees, it was a feast for devotees to see Prabhupada honoring the prasadam itself. So they were all lost in that. They were all observing how Srila Prabhupada is honoring prasadam, and they were all lost in that, and they were enjoying the prasadam also. So when prasadam was over and Prabhupada asked, the devotee said like this, and Prabhupada said, I saw they all ate nicely. One devotee, he took so much of puris. Another devotee, he took nice sabji. What was the problem? Everybody ate nicely. And I saw you also took 4 puris. Like that. So this devotee was stuck. When I saw Prabhupada was honoring prasadam. He was looking at only his plate. But when did Srila Prabhupada observe all these things? So the devotee says, Srila Prabhupada was aware of what was happening around him and also what was happening inside each and every devotee. So Srila Prabhupada is aware. So what is our tendency is more than us, Srila Prabhupada is aware. And he expertly, through his system, guides us how to dovetail our tendencies in service of Krishna. Recently, one of the self-appointed gurus of ISKCON passed away. So in Vaishnava community, anybody passes away, we'll have a Smriti Sabha, the remembrance of that Vaishnava Acharyas. So in that, one of the secretary of that sannyasi, he was telling there were a lot of initiations pending from the Guru Maharaj, because the Guru Maharaj was like that guru, a self-appointed guru, because he was sick, he could not travel many places and he could not give initiation. Like that he was telling. So people, lot of applications, there was a lot of demand from the temples. Guru should come and give initiations. But he could not go because of his old age and tired sickness and all. So Srila Prabhupada, being an Acharya, being an empowered Acharya for this Kali Yuga, for this 10,000 years, next 10,000 years, could see in ISKCON also the situation, the initiation should not stop at any moment. So he very perfectly, he institutionalized this, that initiation process. Like how this Maharaj was not well and others could not get initiation. Prabhupada did not want like system like this. So he institutionalized the system of initiation. In the year 1970 itself, Srila Prabhupada started delegating the process, certain things to temple presidents, some senior devotees and all, so that the initiations will go on in ISKCON. As early as 1970, Srila Prabhupada, what he delegated? He delegated fire yajna, doing the yajna and screening of the candidates for initiation. Earlier, from 1966 to 1970, Prabhupada used to personally interview the candidates and used to screen and assess whether the candidate is fit for initiation or not. But by 1970, Srila Prabhupada delegated that to temple president. Prabhupada used to sit and personally do yajna. We all know no, how he conducted the first yajna in that matchless gift stall he initiated. So he used to sit personally and do the yajnas. By 1970, he delegated that to temple president. So now temple president can do yajna and temple president can do the screening. So he delegated that by 1970. By 1971, Srila Prabhupada said, now the Gayatri initiation, regarding the second initiation, he told that record of whatever Srila Prabhupada has chanted the Gayatri, that can be played in the ears of the aspirant second devotees. So he started delegating the second, he established a system for second initiation also. In 1975, Srila Prabhupada, 1973, he started delegating the chanting on malas also. So he told there was a lot of initiations coming and Srila Prabhupada didn't have time to chant on all the beats. And so Prabhupada said, any of the nearby GBCs and senior devotees, you can send the malas to them. They can chant on my behalf and send the malas to that candidate back. So, and in 1977, what he did, July 9th letter, he told they can do the fire sacrifice and they can only give the name. And the name has to be entered in my disciples' book. So how perfectly Srila Prabhupada, institutionalized this initiation process. So Prabhupada is a perfect acharya. He knew what has to be done, what all things, he can foresee the things. And he put a proper systems. And also in his Smriti Sabha of that Guru, other disciples were telling, now we all have to take benefit of, now the Maharaj has left the planet. Now we have to take benefit of his Vani. They said like that. So the same Vani of Srila Prabhupada is available. He has authored so many books, Srimad-Bhagavatam, Chaitanya Charitamrita, Bhagavad Gita, so many volumes of books he has written. Thousands of lectures he has delivered, morning conversations, morning walks, conversations. So much of Vani of Srila Prabhupada is there. Same benefit of what they are asking their disciples to take. We can take the same benefit from Srila Prabhupada directly himself. So this is how this entire guru, self-appointed guru system is a bogus system. And how we can directly take Srila Prabhupada's guidance and association by the Vani. And Prabhupada has set up a perfect system by institutionalizing the ISKCON and set up proper system, perfect system. By just following the system, we'll attain perfection. Our heart will be cleansed of all the dirty things and we become eligible to go home, back to Godhead. Thank you. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Srimad-Bhagavatam ki jai.